Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ghostmod Gaming with me, Christopher, and we are back with EU4. Last time we went face to face with QQ, a war that did not go over as well as we'd hoped. We managed to take two provinces down here on behalf of Hejaz, but none from QQ themselves. Basically, things could have gone better. However, we left them with quite a significant rebel uprising. It's been pushed down at least a little bit for now, but hopefully, and with a little bit of luck, we can probably use this in the future. Granted, we are in a truce right now, but it's actually a pretty short truce since we didn't take anything from them, so it's actually only about 3 years. That's actually nothing, so with a little bit of luck, this will actually have weakened them a bit if we want to go to war with them again. But we'll see about that. As for now, it's going to have to be a bit of a waiting game, as we need to get our military up to strength. Not only to be able to wage wars properly, obviously, but also to get Medina on board. They're a little bit fussy with us. We do want to vassalize them, but they think that our both economic base and our military power is pretty low. So just building up our army is actually going to help with that. That is something that we probably should have done before we went to war with QQ, but you know, here we are. So our primary focus will probably be Tunis over here. So right now they are actually in no alliances whatsoever. They are severely weakened, which means that they would be a prime target for me to get Pheasant to blob out a bit. We also need to move south. We don't want Ethiopia to grow too large. They have 2 subjects and they're actually already integrating them, which is kind of what we want. If they have less subject, it's at least a little bit easier to attack them. They do have 2 allies, but that's actually not a big problem at all for us. So that's pretty fine, actually. We also need to go east, start clearing out all of these smaller nations over here. With that being said, we're actually fine to start ticking along here. So one thing that we actually have to do as well, now that we're able to, is to get Cyprus on board. We can offer an alliance already. We are already guaranteeing them, but offering the alliance is what's going to be needed in order to get the little event that we want in order to make them our vassal, because they will never get to be our vassal by diplomatic means, so we really need to rely on that event in order to make that happen. So let's go on and offer up an alliance to them, and they are on board. So we can see a little bit of action going on down here. So Mercuria just ate a bit of Beha, which is actually pretty fine. Other ally to Alodia down here, 2 nations that we do want. So in a way, we probably want to go interpret. They're actually now guaranteed by Mercuria and Alodia. So that's a little bit of a weird thing. They're also now in a war as well. So Beha is not doing that well, I would say. But we are ready to put down a claim in Mercuria, so let's just go with the first available one, Quasiribim. So with that done, we can take back our diplomat from there, and we can actually, I think we're actually going to go for Beha. Because it feels like if we do that, we get both Mercuria and Alodia in that war, we can actually eat up quite a lot of territory here, if we're lucky. We'll see about that. We have a little event here as well. One of our administrators might leave our court. We'll lose administrative power. Don't want that, hopefully. Yeah, I can take a little bit of legitimacy and prestige hit, actually. That's not a problem at all. So let's just do that. For now, we are actually starting to move up our army. We're up to 19 at least. I don't think Medina is on board even with that. They are still, it's closing in. It's just -5 now. So I think that with a few more troops, we should be having them on board. Meanwhile, Tunis has been able to ally Marrakesh over here. Absolutely not a problem at all. They are free to do that. This is an extremely tiny nation, only 3 provinces. They will obviously help out a little bit, but it's not going to be enough, I think, for us to attack them. At least not for now. I'm actually getting a little bit impatient here, I will say. I don't know if I want to wait for Medina just now. I'm thinking that if we go on and attack Tunis right now, we might actually be okay anyway with them. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, this war, at this point, since they're so weak. So, you know what, I think we're actually gonna start moving up our troops over there right now. We don't really have any manpower, but I think, again, that is going to be just fine. So let's start doing that. A thing that I actually do kinda need to do is as well to do this. Start making Fessen hopefully help me out a bit with laying down some claims for me. Let's do that. We are going to get claims ourselves down here, so we don't really need to do that. So we're just gonna pull down a few of these in order to make sure that our allies do a little bit of claiming here, so that we might start wars on their behalf. That is probably gonna be a little bit fine. And we are up to 20 in our spy network down in Medjugorje, which means that we're gonna put down a claim over here as well. We just can go for the coastal province here. That is fine. Remove that one. And we are basically good to go for attacking Tunis. So let's see how that goes for us. I think I'm gonna move up my army all the way up here, actually. I think that would be good. We are actually up to a new tech level. It's the military tech level, and it's only going to cost us 560. That is perfect, actually. Just starting a new war, and we're already up to tech 5. Let's actually see where Tunis is on that. They're only at 4, so we actually now have a bit of an advantage, military tech-wise. Couldn't really ask for more, right? But yeah, it's time. Let's declare war on Tunis. See what happens. Marrakesh will be joining, although it was actually pretty close. But that is absolutely fine. We'll take Toubak, which is down here. I'm thinking that our vassals will handle that at least a little bit nicely for us. Let's hope so. With that in mind, just start a war. We're gonna move up here as soon as possible to start just blocking off the Tunis troops. I have no idea how many troops they have, but we'll probably see that pretty soon. So a little bit of luck, Fessen here is going to start claiming up this province for me. Looks good. So let's split our army up and make sure that we siege up as many of these provinces as quickly as possible. And yep, both Falan and Hijas are moving in a little bit. I mean, they're only bringing 3,000 troops, but you know, 3,000 troops are more than 0 troops. You are assigned to that one all over there. That's not really what I wanted to see. So, as I mentioned before, we do want to get to Djerba as quickly as possible, actually. They do have ships right here, right now, which means that we are actually not going to be able to. They seem to be... Who is attacking me exactly? Oh, not my war. Fine. So what do we have here? We actually have... Oh, they have a big ship here, so I'm not going to be able to attack them. We'll see if they move those ships. That might be a problem, actually. Because right now we can't actually even move here. So we are going to have to get some free passage through Jerry in order to move on, which is fine for now, if not really what I wanted. I think we should be able to get up here exactly. No sign of the Tunis forces yet. Does that mean that they don't really have any? Well, they have 10,000 over there. Sure, that's cool. I mean, can I get... Yeah, I actually can do that. I mean, they do have big ship here, and you have a bunch of medium size. Let's see if I can get you actually over here. Would you follow me to glorious naval battle? You need to start moving up to Tunis. Maybe I shouldn't have removed my fleet that early. That was a little bit silly. But I think we're going to be fine. They don't seem to have that many troops actually. Just, well, there are reinforcing obviously. Can we move to intercept anything? No, we cannot. Not optimal, but if they want to go over here and start sieging up things, I'm not gonna be that bothered with that actually. You go right ahead and do that. I can start sieging down your capital here. After we do Kef. I think I'm actually going to be on a pretty good roll. But yeah, we would like to take that province, and they actually, yeah, they helped us out a bit. That is going to be quite perfect actually for me, if we get to move in there immediately. Please let me take that. Beautiful. So let's start standing there. You can actually move in to help here. That's a good choice. See if we can actually make that happen. It's not looking that good, but we are on the island, so we are actually where we want to be already. We can lose a few ships there. I'm okay with that. Question is, where are their troops now? It's not uncommon that they actually go for Iskandria. They might go into Fessen. That's perfectly fine with me as well. You take Fessen, I don't really care. So, a bit of a core issue here on Homs. Which one is that? That is that province. Fadl wants it, and I'm actually pretty fine with giving them that. It's not a coastal province, doesn't affect that. It's not a province with a castle, so yeah. Sure, Fadl, you can have that little thing. It's all yours. Meanwhile, we are just on 2 separate sieges at this point. It is only a level 2 force, so we only need 6,000, we have 10,000. It's almost a little bit too much, but again, probably going to be completely fine for us. Meanwhile, this siege is going actually pretty well, so hopefully we'll be done with that soon. We're not going to be able to blockade the ports of Tunis, which is a bit of an issue. That means that they get +2 on their siege defense. Hopefully we can get that anyway. We do have a general with 1 siege at least, so hopefully we can get that to work. So we're done with Kef. They are down sieging in Fessen. I'm moderately okay with that. I kind of want to go down and siege up these provinces now as well, now that we're actually done with the first fort. So let's just, oops, not that, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Move on. I will do the same thing one more time to get down here. That's an annoying way to move there. So Fadl is helping me out here a bit. He sieged the opportunity after we claimed Fez, and now we actually have Marrakesh coming in. And they are now attacking us. That is not exactly what I wanted. That is absolutely not what I wanted. You can stay here. Can I move? Yeah, let's move up here and bring these together as to not lose them immediately. Yep, that's good. You retreat back there. I'm actually just gonna probably chill out here or actually start dealing with Marrakesh. They are moving down into Sfax, yeah. So let's see if we can just pick them up here and kill them. No, we cannot. You are locked in there. Probably should be able to take you here. You are moving really fast. Well, you do have a 2 maneuver general, but still, that's really fast. We did not pick them up that time. I'm a little bit uncertain of attacking them here. They will definitely be able to get reinforcements from here, so I think I'm just gonna wait a bit and then move in here after they've been... There we go. We should be able to do that now. Good on you, Hages. Good on you for trying to take that province. You're gonna be standing there for a long time. Meanwhile, we're gonna take this province. I don't think we have any interesting terrain, so it's just coastal desert. There's nothing really good defenses here. We're gonna take that anyway. And we have a little monopoly company form. We can either get some payment or get trade efficiency up. Now, 284 ducats, that's actually pretty good, but I think that the diplomatic power is even better. You don't generally want to put down the diplomatic power, or rather any power when you get them, so getting a bit of trade efficiency, sure, that's also cool, but the diplomatic power is definitely worth it, so let's go for that. And also we are up to well over 20 actually in our spy network, so we're gonna put out the claim here. We are going to stop that. For now, I actually think that claims are okay for the time being. We could actually start with Adal already. I mean, we can do that. Just put a claim down on Azab. We should be able to hold that claim quite some time until we're ready to start waging war on them. But for now, we are it's going really well here, even though we are not blocking the fort. We got another good result there. You are moving up, probably up to Kef. We haven't sieged this down. What is the best approach here? Should I try to just remove these? Will you come to their aid? You just got that. That's not what I wanted to see. Let's just go here. Oh, that is perfect. We just got that one. We can move in here, bring our troops together. And I don't think that we want to necessarily fight these just now. You can take that province back. That is fine. You don't want to take that province back. That's good as well. Let's just move after you. You're probably going to move up to Kef. We are able to catch you in the highlands. We are going to be defending because it's a province with a fort. You are squished. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We can't move after you because for some reason this is actually blocking our... Oh, sorry. We can't move there because it's a wasteland. So we're gonna follow you to wherever it is you go and see if we can actually remove these troops all together. So you want to go up here? Sure. Let's just follow you here. And you want to go to... Where are you going right now? That's a weird retreat movement. Definitely a new one. Or was it just a visual thing? Okay, you are moving all the way up to Marrakesh, right? Okay, fine. We don't want to follow all that way. So at this point, we're feeling pretty good. You want to go up there? That is perfectly fine. We can go up and we can just... Oh, nope. Didn't want to stay there. Fine. So we're actually going to want to help out here. It's actually just a level 1 force, so we don't need that many troops. That is beautiful. We can take just you. Move up here, take a siege general with you, and you can... I'm actually going to try and get a better general at this point. We do have a fair bit of army tradition already, because of the fact that we get more when we get a new ruler. Well, at least you should get more when you get a new ruler. So let's see if we can actually get a better general going here. See, that's a good general. That's a magnificent general when it comes to sieging. So you can go up there and help out quite a bit. As for you, I kind of like 2-2 better than 1-4, I think. Although with the movement, I think that is actually better. Let's do that. I like getting generals like that. Always nice. You are on the way to Saba. You are going there on the 29th. 23rd. We're gonna wait for you to get there. Well, actually, you're all moving in there. It's fine. We're just gonna stand behind you here. See where you're going next. Just siege down this province just a little bit. Well, you think that we have 2 middle... I'm actually gonna just remove this one. I don't think that is good enough right now. So you can go bye-bye. We can actually already enact on our government reform, which means that we can go up to tier 2. Do we want to do that right now? We have national manpower modifier, always good. Or we have national tax modifier. Now, absolutely, having more manpower, definitely a good thing. Although we are really never going to be running at max manpower anyway. So I think that for now, the best option is going to be national tax modifier. I also realized that I forgot to upgrade my unit type when we teched up. That's not something that we're going to do right now. Taking out or leveling up your troops means that you take a pretty big morale hit. We don't want to take a morale hit when we're at war. So sadly, we are going to have to fight with a little bit of worse troops, but I think we're actually quite alright with that anyway. Because right now, their troops... I mean, I could probably just start clearing them out. Just like that, but I'm playing a little bit safe here. It feels like they're now going over to Iskandria, which is absolutely what I want. But for now, actually, we do want to do this. Just be sure that we take the province that we need to take for this war. Yep, they are leaving, and I'm very much okay with that. You can siege down all of this if you want to. I'm super okay with it. Let's actually just bring you... Let's bring half of you down here, and you can just stand. Again, there's really no good terrains here to defend in. This is obviously a good province because they can't get past here. So we'll stand there for now as we move you back here. We have to be wary of the Tunis force that might come back, actually, so I think that it's better if you just move back here. Now to think about it, you can also move back there. Getting this province back is good for war score. We don't really want to lose that many forts at all, if possible. But this is a pretty tough fort for them to take, so they will hopefully be standing here for a little while at least. I don't think that they will be blocking the ports either. We'll see about that. And we actually got Tunis. We are well on our way now. So let's just follow with Hages here in order to start sieging up the rest of the provinces. Okay, you wanted to do something else. That's eminently fine. We're gonna take all of you, just move you together right now. Do that. Oh, of course, they've been a little bit lucky with the siege over there. Of course. It's fine. Probably should be a-okay here. This siege is actually going pretty well as well. I mean, at least a little bit. So we just start sieging down these provinces as soon as possible. There's no more forts, right? Nope, no more forts. Gotta love seeing that. So we are pretty soon taking... Yep, there are the Tunis troops. So if you stand there, you can move in here. I mean, we do kind of want to go over to Marrakesh and siege down them. You know, to get them out of the war. That would be good. Let's see what we should do here. We have a pretty solid army standing right here. I mean, it's not that much bigger. It's actually almost equal to them. So let's see if we can actually move around them a bit. So, okay, now they actually want peace already. That is absolutely not what we want. Are we even able to piece these out? White piece? No, we are not able to white piece. Not at all. Nope. I think I'm just want to do this. Actually, I can get them to move in a little bit. You're doing that. I'm actually just going to go move right over to Marrakesh. A big, long hike all over to the west coast. But we do have a bit of manpower actually, so I think that we're just gonna start recruiting some guys over here. Let's just do that. Start getting a few more troops, so we can get a little bit of luck over here. Yeah, we actually did. So if you move here. How's Medina looking, by the way? They are fine now. That is beautiful. So as soon as this war is over, they should be able to join her. Or actually, can they join us already? They can. I thought you couldn't do that in a war. I mean, you're on board. Hello. Welcome to the club. You're not going to be here very long. And as for Adal, we have sufficient spy network here to put down our claim over there. Beautiful. So with that, I think that our spy network building will be done for now. Hopefully, as I said, our vassals will take care of some of the other claims that we want. So for now, we should be good with this war as well. We're making some progress now, at least. That's nice. So with some new troops, we can go ahead and do even more, I think. Yep. Well, actually, now that we got Medina on board, I'm going to be a little bit restricted with that. Let's just remove those. Bring these together in Bardia. I mean, this troop, or rather this little army here, I'm fine with them just retaking these provinces. As long as they don't take any of the forts, I'm perfectly fine with them just moving around here. And no, I still don't want a peace offer from you. They've actually taken that province that's less good, actually. But that also means that they are not going to be... Well, they're going to move to our capital now. Not optimal at all. But that's fine, I think. Oh, lots of stuff happening here. Okay, we can get even more armor tradition. At the loss of the merchant guilds, I'm definitely fine with that. Armor professionalism, we haven't really started doing anything with. So yeah. Even more armor tradition is definitely something that we want. Or we can lose a whole lot of ducats or lose a little position legitimacy. I'm very much okay with that. So let's just lose that. With that in mind, is this a good time to actually get another general in? I think we're gonna roll the dice here, get a new general. And yep. That's a very much better general than what we had. I'm happy with this. Very happy with this. So they have a 2-1 general right now, and we have a 2-4 general with siege. So we're actually going to go right in and start sieging this down, see if they're actually going to try to move their troops. That's very interesting. That is very interesting indeed. Where are they going with them in that case? Sadly, I don't think that I'm able to attack these. Well, I might actually be. What do they have here now? They have nothing. Beautiful. We can remove these troops. Okay, you want to go in there? That is fine with me. I'm just going to go back and intercept you right there. So where are we here? We're actually doing well with that siege already. We are removing some Marrakesh troops from here. We are going to remove these Tunis troops. They do the same thing of moving into Iskandria. That's fine. You are moving all the way up here. That's a clever move, I will say. So let's just move back this army, because we actually don't even really need to retake this, I think. Not at least to do what we want to do. As for Marrakesh, are we at all able to piece you out yet? Yep. So I'm not gonna really make a big deal out of the piece here. I'm just gonna white piece them, just get them out of the war immediately. We're gonna see a little bit of jump from 68 all the way to 94. 94 is a whole lot better. So you can just start moving back, and let's see if we can actually make my dream peace offer here a possibility. I want this. That is not even close to what we can demand, actually. Can I go even further? How far can I go? I can go all the way up there, but at that point we're starting to get a little bit of a coalition going. Not that I care that much. I could actually see this as a possibility. Just snipe this little fort over here. I think that is a beautiful thing. Let's see if we can get that. We can get war operations as well. They have a few allies. Those allies are not a problem at all. We can weaken them even further by releasing a few smaller nations. I don't think that that's something that we need to do. I'm just gonna go do this. Get as much as possible, and we can get basically everything we can. We don't even need 100%. I'm super happy about that. Before we do that, however, we need to switch sides for this, because we don't want them for ourselves. We want Peasant to have all of this. We're just gonna switch the occupation here towards Pheasant instead. And we are gonna be having to help Pheasant out a bit with rebels, because that's definitely going to be an issue. Okay, so we can't switch that one right now. That's fine. We can just give Pheasant that in the end anyway. So let's actually, well, okay, so we can't do that. Fine. Let's just switch everything back. I'm sorry, Pheasant, you won't be getting this right now, but we will be handing it to you later on. So for now, we are going to be having these provinces for ourselves, like so. And we have everything else set up the way we want to. Yep, that was an extremely successful war against humans. I don't think we even lost that much. We were sitting on a fairly nice sum of manpower. Our two armies are looking really good, actually. So I think we're pretty good to start a few more wars immediately. So let's finish that up. We are not going to core these, obviously. So let's see what this is first before we continue. We can get some diplomatic reputation and annexation costs. We're not going to be annexing anything right now, so more diplomatic power for me, which is pretty good right now. So let's just do this. Actually, I probably could have played that a little bit different, actually, now that I think about it. Can I even give an uncored province? Let's see if I can. Yeah, seems like I can. So if you take that one, and you take Tripoli as well, and you get Suwara as well, and you get Tatooine, and you get Sfax, and you get Yerba, and you get Kef. And that is it. Congratulations, Pheasant, you are now much bigger. Thinking of getting bigger, have we gotten a claim down here for Pheasant? Let's see when our diplomat gets back here. See if you can just keep getting them bigger immediately. I'm not going to be saying no to that. Right, if we do want to increase our navy, this might be a good thing, actually. We haven't started building our navy at all right now. So we can get our military costs down, which is also not something to be sneezed at. Right now we are at plus 50 already, so we're still moving up quite a bit here. I'm actually going to take the military technology cost down. It's 10 years, so we're actually going to be able to use that at least once. So yeah, let's do that. So, let's see, are we able to attack these? Yep, Pheasant has been good. We're gonna cancel military access, because we can't have that if we want to make a wage of war on them. We can start a war there. We can also start our war against Beha. Right now they actually are not guaranteed. They are allied to Adal. Do I want to do that right now? I probably can. If I can take these two provinces, that's a really good start. Because there's a little crossing here, which makes troop movement a whole lot easier for the Mamluks as we move down here and here. Having these two provinces early on is a really good thing. And if we are, I actually do want to start bringing up a bit of a navy here. So let's just start training some galleys over here. Should be a good start. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit for that, but I think that our focus is right here anyway. If you move up to here and you, the black flagged ones, you don't have to go all the way there, you can go there. So more prices, that's a bad event actually. I don't really feel like dealing with all of those peasants, although a bunch of peasants aren't really a problem, but this is probably because we lowered the merchant guilds as much as we did. We can pay them for 4 ducats, and with our reserve of 570 ducats, I think that that's pretty easy choice. Just bribe them a little bit. So, are we able to... No, don't go there, go there. So where are we here? They are allied to Tlemcen and Mzab. Doesn't feel that big of a deal, I think. Sure, they will have a few troops. They will have slightly less troops. Can I just check on the issue here with the rebels in Fezzan? It's pretty fine right now, I think. Yeah, they're only at 20%, so we shouldn't really have an issue with that. Let's get you 2 more regiments, and let's get 1 more regiment up here as well. As for diplomatic technology, it's 588, we have 660. I think that's fine as well. We're not really going to be wanting to take up that much until we get Renaissance, and we're actually on our way already. So getting up to 5, I think, is good for now, because we're still also ahead of time. So for now, we're actually just gonna wait for the Renaissance, meaning that we're gonna wait for that. Also, before I forget, we do have our unit types to upgrade. From Muslim archers to Muslim dual infantry. That is beautiful for the next war, actually. So as you can see, we took a fairly big chunk of our morale out now, which means that we're gonna have to wait a little bit to get that back before we start the war. We don't want to start a war with weak armies like that. We're still running slightly too many diplomatic relations. We haven't got the event for Medina and Hejaz just yet. Shouldn't be too long, actually. At least I don't think that. They're both my vassals, so hopefully we'll get that event pretty soon to get Hejaz to absorb Medina. So we can get an idea right now, which, I mean, it's never a bad thing to increase your ideas. However, as I said before, I generally want to wait until I'm up to tech level 8. So I think I'm going to be doing that right now anyway. We're actually doing pretty good as we saw on the Renaissance. So this actually feels good. I'm going to wait with that as well. Just bank those points. I think that's fine. We can do a culture interactions. These are actually just pretty decent. All power costs down. That's really nothing to say much about. Just do it for 1 year. Less power costs. That's good. But at that point, I think we're actually good to go with these. I mean, they just allied Tunis, but Tunis does not want to go into war right now. They are severely in debt, which is understandable because we basically kicked their butts. We are moving all of these navies up here. Yes, collect them there. So we are running 24,000 troops here. I don't think that these three nations will be having as much as that. So I feel pretty confident about that, as well as the fact that we have two really good generals, one even better siege general, which is going to help us quite a lot actually. So let's go right ahead. We are going to go for Gadanes, the easiest one. As for the others, we won't be able to do anything with these anyway, so we don't have to make them co-belligerent or anything like that. So let's go. So we are in a war again. I think that you are going to... I'm gonna play it a little bit risky here and just move in on you immediately. Because I do want this general to be on that province in order to siege it down. We shouldn't have that much of an issue with this fight. Nope. Not at all. Beautiful. As for you, we still don't have military access throughout Tagore, which means that we can't even get to these just now. Jared is going to go down pretty fast. Most likely one or two of these, probably, it doesn't really matter, will get military access throughout Tagore, which means that we also, by effect, get that. So the siege is going quite well, as to be expected when you have a siege general with 3 pips. We're already up to 7%. From the offensive traditions that I have, you can get more siege ability, which is definitely a good thing as well. Because what that means is for if we can go into the screen here, we can see that siege effectiveness or siege ability lowers the amount of days that each siege phase takes. Right now we're at 33 days, which isn't bad. I think that that's fairly standard in the early game at least. But with more siege ability, that can go down to become really, really fast. As well as, of course, if your opponent doesn't have that high defensive abilities, it can go even lower. As for this event, we can... it's a lot of merchant guilds now. So we can lose even more ducats to please the merchant guilds. We can either have local goods produced or trade value modifier down in Halab. Neither is good. I think Halab is a little bit more about trade, isn't it? Let's go into this and see. Well, actually, they do produce silk, which gets a lot of trade power. So I think we're going to go for goods produced here. I'm going to gain some money. They're going to lose some loyalty, but still be over 40%. So that's very good for us. That's good. So do we have access? Yep, now we do have access. So now they've opened, or rather, one of these nations have got a military access throughout Tagore, which means that we also get that by proxy. We're just gonna start moving up our troops towards Mesab, see if we can piece them out. I'm wondering where their troops are. Are you hiding up here, perhaps? Because I kind of do want this general to go down here as well, so I'll just keep this little piece of army. Where are their troops? Are you hiding out in Tlemcen now? You might be. Let's send a little scout out to Laguat. Just siege that down. If we lose that one, I'm fine with that. Just want to see what's going on here. Yep, that's the troops. Poor little guy. Utterly destroyed. So they're probably gonna move down here now. Just loop around us. We should be having this right now. That's beautiful. So let's just move you over to Mesab. Start sieging down that. Now they shouldn't be able to move past here, I don't think, without taking this province. If the game does what we expect it to do anyway. Well, okay, so fine, they can. I'm a little bit unsure on how the fort proximity rules work. I don't think that they should be able to move past there, but obviously they can. But you know, that's the entirety of their armies, so we're actually just gonna go start sieging down in Tlemcen as well. As you can see, this siege is going really well immediately. I'm loving that. And another high roll, that's perfect. So if you want to start sieging down some of the Fezzan provinces, I'm perfectly fine with that. As for the rebels in Fezzan, where are we looking? We're looking at 70% for the Tunis rebels here. We're actually going to have to be a little bit wary of that. You know what? I am going to be a little bit wary about that. I'm going to start moving you back. I'm going to have this army be the main siege army. So we're already done with Mezab. We can definitely piece these out immediately. So I'm going to move you up there. Yep, they want to piece out me immediately. That's fine. We are going to do this. I'm going to piece you out. I'm going to take a bunch of money from you. And I'm also going to enforce military access so that we can still move through here. Which is definitely what we need, because we're not going to be able to get military access to Tunis. They're not going to want to do that to us. So that's basically what we can do with these. Let's do that. Mezab is out. Took a fair bit of a chunk out of their total army. Look at this. We can see that they only actually run about... What is that? 9,000? Well, we are running 30,000. We are in a very good position here. But these are gonna... I'm actually gonna go not for that province. I'm gonna go for the capital immediately, actually. That's a lot better. As for you, you can probably go down and see what you can do about this sieging army here. Because if we can push these out, we probably should be able to... Yeah, they're actually moving down into the uncolonized area. That's fine with me. Means I can just stand here and they're locked out. I don't have to worry about those. And I'm pretty close to the Tunis provinces here if the rebels are spawning, which they definitely will. I'm actually just gonna ignore that. You can stand there. You can also start sieging again if you want to. You lost that siege. So all that progress gone. Sad for you. So this siege is going spectacular well, and yeah, there are the rebels. So we're gonna hopefully try and get this one. I don't think that we'll be able to. Perhaps? Or will we get lucky here? Can we get there? No, we couldn't, sadly. As for the other army, they are at a fort, which is definitely something that we want to see. So we shouldn't have a problem at all with taking them down. That province is back. We're just going to go up here and smash these rebels. No problem whatsoever. So hopefully this siege will be done pretty soon and we'll be able to piece out Tlemcen and just have this for ourselves. There we go. I can probably start moving you back immediately. We're gonna flip this over to Fezzan. We are also going to do this now that we're thinking about it. We're gonna... Well, I can't do that, right? No, wait, I can. We're just gonna mark these up as well as these provinces for the future. I'm actually just gonna go and do that as well. Beautiful. So I don't think we actually have to wait here. We can definitely just piece these out. We can definitely get more reparations and money from you, probably. Not that much money. I'm not in a big need of money right now, so we just take whatever it is that we can get from you, which is 70 ducats. I'm perfectly fine with that. Piece them out, done, and piece these out, done. See, this is kind of the progress I wanted to see in the early game. Well, I mean, I had a good time attacking QQ, but this feels a little bit more home to me. I mean, with the exception that I'm actually using Fezzan as a vassal, which I haven't done before, but it's working quite well, I think. I have to be a little bit careful as to not make them too big. I mean, we're not that big ourselves just yet, so I can't be too aggressive with that. But I think we're fine for now, at least. We can just look at Fezzan. Yeah, they're at 9%, not nothing, but also really, really okay. So as for now, I think we're actually kind of good here. I think we're gonna leave Fezzan alone right now and start looking towards these nations over here. You can move over there and you can move over there. And I think our next target... Well, okay, so... It's a little bit of a mismatch here. You are allied to Ethiopia, you are allied to Adal. I think Adal is not that big of a deal, actually. Who are you allied to? You're allied to Qara Qoyunlu is also a little bit of an issue. This is actually interesting. So who are you at war with? You're at war with Ajam and Karaman. Which one's Karaman? This is a small country, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's over here. So QQ is actually in a bit of a pickle here. That is something that I think that we will be able to use to our advantage, actually. So right now, they should be at war with them as well, right? Yep, they are. So when they peace out QQ, or rather Mazandaran, hopefully they won't be allied to QQ anymore. This could work out pretty nicely for me, actually. That's looking good. But we'll leave that for now, because that war will probably be going on for at least a little while longer. As for the situation down here, so we're gonna get either Ethiopia or Adal on us. And since we did put down a claim on Adal, and as I said, these two provinces down here is definitely a good start to taking down Adal. I think we're actually gonna go for Beja. That's going to be really good for us, I think. As for this, we can get some local unrest in Red Sea Hills. That shouldn't be a problem at all, because I really don't want to have that happen. I don't want the religion to change. Yeah, let's go for that one. That's fine. They can have a little bit of unrest. So right now we do have a nice little fleet here. We are not even close to our force limit. I don't think that we need more than this right now. I don't think that Adal has that many ships floating about. Being able to block the fort over here will help us definitely take them out. So that's working beautifully. So what are our rival situation? We have the Ottomans, obviously. No one else. And the game definitely wants me to get a rival, but I don't really want... I mean, we can probably rival Poland. Again, a nation that we're really not going to be doing anything with. By the way, Poland has actually been working quite well, it seems. They're actually doing really well for themselves. Let's just do them, because we definitely want to have at least 2 rivals anyway, in order to not lose our power projection. So how are Austria looking, by the way? As I mentioned before, Austria is one of the nations that I actually tried to ally. They haven't got Hungary as their junior partner, which is kind of what we want. I think they shouldn't have a problem with being the emperor. Nope, they definitely are still. So do we want to start improving our relations with them? I think we could. I mean, they already are up to 8 allies already. So I mean, we have 2 diplomats free. We can do that right now. As for missions, we actually do have another completed one. We might have had that before, actually. We definitely want this. As you can see, we get a bunch of claims. Now that I think about it, did I need to do that in order for the Hayes Medina thing to happen? Perhaps. Yeah, that's actually definitely what I wanted. But yeah, that's actually what I had to do. Oops. So this is the event for Hayes to inherit Medina. You can ignore that and just get some production and tax and manpower up. But there's absolutely no point in doing that. We definitely want Hayes to go a little bit larger. So let's go ahead and do that. As for this, we don't want to go to... we can actually move quite significantly towards legalism, which we definitely want. So again, I can take the prestige hit. We're at 67 prestige. That's not a problem at all. So, we completed a mission. We got Hayes to inherit the throne of Edina. We have got down a bunch of claims down here. Beautiful. That's looking pretty good, actually. And we're also... There's also wars over here. I mean, what can we do about that? So they are in an ally with Davosir here and Hormus over here. But they... Which war is this? This Oman and Knight. They shouldn't have a problem with that, should they? But they are actually allied to the Timurids. The Timurids are looking a little bit fragmented. Might be that they are not in the best of situations. That's also interesting. But yeah, we could probably go for Dawasir. You know what? We're gonna look into that after we do this war. And we are actually up to our cap on administered power. Which means that we have to do something about that. I mean, we could tech up at 695, that's not good at all. One thing that we can absolutely do is increase our stability. So increasing stability is obviously going to help us a whole lot. So we are going to do that one time at least. I mean, are we even close to this? No, we are not even close. We're going to try and get this speed up a little bit. We're going to go into the region here and view edicts. I'm going to try and get the institution spread to start moving along in that region and also in that region. And I think actually all of this will benefit from that. So let's try and speed that up. Gonna cost a little bit of money, but I don't think that that's much at all. So with that, I definitely feel that our goal here will be Beja. And we still will be getting Adal in that war, but taking these two provinces is something I definitely want to do as well. Start making our way into this little region over here. So with that, you can start moving down as well. We want everyone. Yeah, so this is the issue that I talked before about the Mamluks. They have a lot of traveling to do. So sure, getting generals with a lot of maneuver, that's absolutely a good thing for this nation. But yeah, you spend a lot of time waiting for people to move about. But with these troops in position, it is time to go. We can absolutely wait for these people. But I'm just gonna switch around the generals so I get the siege general up ahead. So we will be attacking Beja. We will be getting Adal. We definitely don't want to make them co-belligerent right now because they have a lot of allies. So let's just not do that. We'll take the hit on aggressive expansion for taking these provinces. It shouldn't be a problem, as none of them are fort provinces. I mean, I might want a fort province as well, but we'll see about that. So let's just get this show on the grow. So as you might have noticed, I completely misclicked that one. I don't want an ally with these. Okay, I just screwed myself over really, really big there. Okay, let's do something else. Let's do something else. We need to dissolve this alliance as soon as possible. We can actually do that now, but that also means that we do get a truce with them for 5 years. We're not going to be able to attack them. So, what is the situation with Ethiopia? They have integrated their vassals already, which means that it's just this. They have usually a pretty significant army, sure, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem. However, we could look towards this as well. Okay, so that war is done. Where are we with that? There's a lot of sort of strange alliances going on here. So if we take Shamor, we will get all of these three. Shouldn't be a problem. They should not be that big. We also have this. This is actually pretty good. This is looking good. This is looking what I want. So they're not going to get either Hisenkaifa or Qara on their side if we attack them, because they are in a lot of depth, both of them. And if we do that, we might be in position to do something over here. when this war is over. So, okay, fine. We move up here instead. Yeah, always make sure to click the correct buttons. Correct buttons. Right, we are in position again for the second time, and we're not going to offer an alliance to these. We are going to attack them. They are still not getting these two nations on board. So this is a reconquest for Fadl, and I think I want Fadl to have both of these actually. So let's go on. We don't need Cyprus at all for this. So now we're on a declare war screen. I'm moderately confident about this one at least. Let's go ahead and do that. You can attack them. I do have my siege general here, so you're going to go in there. This army is going to just beat this one down. And as soon as they're done with that, they'll move down here and just siege down this province, and we should be very, very good. And see, with a good general, you're starting at -21. Couldn't really ask for more with that. Hopefully we'll get even better generals in the future, but -21 as a start is very, very good. We will be getting into artillery, obviously, fairly soon at least, but we're still just on military tech 5. We need military tech 7 for that. So yeah, this is just basically a steamroll war, if you would. We're going to be able to siege down this province pretty quick, and QQ is not looking good at all, or rather Ajam is looking really good. So hopefully that means that, I mean, they're only at -11 because probably not many of these are port provinces, I think. I mean, do they have any force at all over here? Yeah, so that's probably why it looks good for Ajam, but it's probably isn't that good. They've taken on at least one fort. They're taking on that fort at least, so it's not that bad. It doesn't feel like they're going into Macedon yet at all, which is kind of what I would like them to do. And we're done with this. So bring that into Fadl and bring that into Fadl. We super peace, we take whatever slight cash they have, and we're done with that. So what is our next step here? We want to take these on. I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, especially not with the generals that we have. You know, I'm gonna chill out a little bit, at least for some time, to see what happens, partly with this war, but also if there's any movement in any other part of the world. Meanwhile, we are again up to maximum administrative power. That means that we will probably just keep increasing our stability. This is absolutely perfect for us to get our stability up, so I'm not complaining at all about that. I do want the institution to start spreading at least a little bit more. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there, absolutely. But for now, yep, let's just keep raising that stability. And keep on trucking. So I've been checking in on the QQ war here, as well as boosting up our armies. We're still making good money here, +4 with 2 armies of 16,000 right now. If we would attack these now, Macedon is actually not going to join in that war. I think that is something very, very good. I mean, we're obviously not going to be able to take Rabba right now because it's being occupied. But as soon as this war is over, we're only going to be facing QQ. I think that this is as good a time as any to actually just start that war, go into QQ and try and take as much as possible from them. So yeah, let's do that. We're just gonna move our siege general up to here, and you can move into here. They are taking that fort back, which means that we can take back from them immediately. With Tejas becoming a little bit bigger than our 5k troops, Fezzan is actually only on 2. Let's actually see where they are economic-wise. I mean, they're not making that much money. We could probably throw them at least a little bit of cash. But for now we're in a war, so we're gonna just wait a little bit with that. So we have our first province down. Which, this is their vassal, exactly. Can we move up to them? We probably can. So this is our siege general. We're gonna slowly start moving into their territory and see where their armies are. We've capped out the relations with Austria. Are you even close to being on board, becoming our ally? It's not that far. We are 16 behind. Granted, we get a -20 from playing on hard, so that's probably the -20 that I usually don't have, which means that I can get them on board. As for now, I don't exactly know what we could be doing here in order to get them on board. Sure, they enjoy a big navy. We're not going to be able to field a big navy right now, but well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't need Austria, but for the future, it would be nice to have at least one slightly stronger ally. As the Mamluks, it can help quite a lot, actually. What is the deal, by the way, with Castile? Castile is right now in 2 wars. They are in a war with Aragon. And what war is that? It's actually Aragon that's attacking Castile. They're trying to make a little bit of usage out of their other war. Because that's just actually an English war that Castile joined in on. So I don't think that that's gonna limit Castile all that much. How far away they would actually like an ally already, or sorry, they would like an alliance with us already. Castile might very well be an option for us. Sure, as I also mentioned before, they are a bit away, meaning they won't be coming to raid in offensive wars, which is a bit of a shame. Might be an option because, as I've also mentioned, we do want to move west as much as possible, so when we attack these nations, absolutely they're going to join. Problem there is, of course, that they're going to want to take provinces on the coast, mainly provinces that we want for ourselves. It's a little bit of an issue having them as your ally. But for now, we're focused on the QQ war, and I think it's going swimmingly right now. So with that taken down, I think we're gonna move up to the fort up here. While you can go into this province to be a little bit of a backup. We haven't really seen any QQ troops. I would assume that they will actually... Ajam is not in a good situation either. They're now being attacked, I think, yeah. So the Timurids absolutely try to take an opportunity here to take Tehran. So we'll see if they manage that. They should have no problem whatsoever with that. And here come the QQ troops. So we're gonna provide a little bit of backup here. See, they back down immediately. Just gonna do a little bit of a dance here, I think. Yeah. There we go. So now they don't want to do that anymore. Right. So we can get a bunch of legitimacy or prestige for the loss of diplomatic power and money. Or just lose a little bit of prestige. I mean, I'm at 100 for legitimacy, basically. We're 99. I don't need that at all. Don't really want to lose diplomatic power necessarily. So yeah, I can take the prestige hit again. That is not a problem for me. We are again moving up towards our administrative power cap. What else is it that we can do with that? We can use some of this to lower inflation. We don't really have a problem with inflation. That's not really something we can do. This takes diplomatic power, so we can't do that either. I mean, we have one more level of stability to boost. You know what? Let's actually do that right now. having high stability in wars is also, you know, not something to sneeze at. This time I kind of want Agent to just stop this war. I mean, you are at 21, you're not gonna get what you want because you're also now being attacked by Timurids. So your power is gonna go down quite significantly. So if you would just peace out and let me have all of this, I would not mind at all. As for now, we're just gonna keep on a little dance over here. I think they probably gave up at that point and started sieging down these provinces here. Which works for me. Quite nicely, actually. I'm having a little bit of a rough time with this siege, not being that lucky. We have our friends up here, taking care of that province. Yeah. I think it's going quite well, actually. And there we go. The war between AGM and QQ is over. So how do we play this now? Because I kind of want to move in here. Well, okay, fine. They got basically their entire garrison back, so that's not going to help me at all. I'm actually just going to chill out a little bit here. Make sure that I get the siege down that I'm currently working on. So as we haven't really started moving up our professionalism that much, we actually do have 12.8% despite having done any drilling whatsoever. But I think we can lose some of these anyway. And the local manpower modifier in Palestine, I don't think that's going to be that much of a hit on us. So let's just do that. So yeah, now we are in a situation where we will be able to do quite a bit of damage to QQ. We should probably be able to take, actually, probably all of this. All these 8 provinces down here, meaning that we do get back that we want. And hopefully we will be getting the siege pretty soon. You actually moved down, I didn't even notice that. I can probably intercept you and take you down. Doesn't seem like the QQ troops are right here right now. So let's just pick you off easily. That's good. I mean, again, fighting in the mountains, even if it's a smaller army, that can be disastrous. But we were fine for this. So we are actually done with the capital province here. Really good start. And since we stack wiped the Karabakh troops, I think we're gonna want to move. Okay, we can't move there because obviously we need that one. So let's just move you over here. Start sieging down this fort. Because with those 3 forts, we should be pretty good to go with peace out. That we're probably getting us all that we want. So hopefully they will be able to keep the siege going while being attacked. There's a few troops moving about, but probably not enough to do anything. I mean, hopefully they'll be moving into this fort. Well, they actually are attacking right now. Can I assist with that in any way? Will I make it? Hold out, just a little longer. Beautiful. Got there in time. Perfect. Problem is that, yeah, they're not gonna have enough troops. Well, they should be able to get back a few troops, because I don't want to leave these all alone. Let's just see what happens there. So the Ethiopians are again at it. I don't care about their opinion of me, so yeah, fine. Something about a bishop. I'm sure that's good. So yeah, immediately they're back with over 6,000 troops, able to continue the siege. They've retreated all the way down here, where the QQ's other troops are. So we're gonna start moving this army down. And yep, they're done with that. They're gonna start sieging down these provinces, I think. At the same time, I think it's time that we go over here now. That's a big old roundabout. So you're gonna try and siege down that province. That's not gonna work out for you. Yeah, I'm gonna just move over to the gold province. See if we can get that down easily. A little bit of fight here between the Fallo troops. That didn't go well for them, sadly. So either prestige it again. We're not doing well with the prestige actually. Well, we are doing well, but we are also getting quite a number of events that are taking our prestige from us. But also I don't really care for national unrest right now, and I do want to have the Emir's estate with us because I'm gonna use that to get a bit of military tech pretty soon. So sure, a little bit of a negative on prestige again. And in the middle of the war, we are actually ready to embrace the Renaissance, and we're absolutely going to do that. We have more than enough money, so let's just embrace that, and immediately we can probably take up quite easily. We're gonna leave the diplomatic tech up because we're not that high up enough, and then we do need some diplomatic power to peace out QQ. It's probably gonna cost us a bit. It's unnecessary to go into deficit on powers. I don't think it really matters, but yeah, we're not going to do that. So we're going to take up that, and we are also going to take up that. Now we can get some more cavalry, and actually that is something that I'll be fine with doing right now. We don't have that much cavalry, and we're probably not going to be doing that much fighting until their morale is back. We are now finally taking down the province that we are actually in this war for. So before anything, we are going to just hand all of this over to Fadel. Hopefully we will be able to get all of these 8 provinces that I was talking about. And with the last province over here, I think we should be good. No, we don't want to take your peace offer. So I'm sure it's not going to be as good as the one that we will be getting from this. So with the last province moved over to Fada, let's see if they will accept this at all. They will definitely do it. We had a problem with a coalition, but it's with Mushasha and Qara Qoyunlu. Mushasha was the nation down here. Don't really care about them. Don't really care about QQ. So we're absolutely going to take all of that for ourselves. And we're gonna get as much money. Well, actually, we kind of want to do this. We do want the war reparations, so then just move this up as much as possible. Which means measly 54 ducats, but again, we are very good for money right now. So that is plenty enough. Congratulations, Fadel. You have a lot of territory right now. And boom. Man, that feels nice. We also have enough now to take this little wasteland, so now they're actually looking pretty good. I like that. So let's just start moving our troops back. Question is, do we go west again? I mean, I kind of want to stick around here. Again, they're going to have issues with rebels. So we're probably going to want to go... I mean, we can probably just hang around over here a little bit. Just chill out here. I think that that's good. But I actually think that that's enough for this episode. Yeah, the first war with QQ was not what we wanted at all. Right now we've actually made quite a lot of progress. We've blobbed out Fezzan a bit. We got Medina on board and had Hages inherit them. We made Fadl quite a lot bigger by exploiting QQ's other war. We made quite a bit of a mistake in sending a military alliance to Beja instead of attacking them. However, that truce is going to come up pretty soon, so I think that that is actually going to be our next goal. Yeah, I think that that's actually going quite well right now. So for now, this has been GhostMart Gaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.